Powered by Riverside International.
Welcome to Human Bubble Podcast, a space where we explore what it truly means to be human. Here we dive into the world of books, art, literature, music, psychology, and philosophy, unrevealing the ideas, emotions, and creativity that shape our existence.
Through deep conversations, thought-provoking insights, and timeless work of genius, we'll journey through the minds of great thinkers, artists, and storytellers, connecting the dots between intellect and emotions, reasons and passions. Whether you're searching for inspiration, wisdom, or just a moment of reflection.
This podcast is your companion on the path to understanding ourselves and the world around us.
So, settle in, open your minds, and let's begin this exploration together. Hey Nessie, how are you doing?
Oh, thanks, I'm good, but more excited actually. Today's topic has been on my mind for weeks.
Oh, really? Well, we're back with another podcast. In the last episode, we unpacked the idea of fate. Is it fixed or do we shape it? What do you think? And while digging into it, something happened.
Yes, we kind of fell down a Plato rabbit hole. His ideas just pulled us in.
Sure, we did, right? It started as
Mhm.
his myth of Ur. I think you're familiar with the term, right? But then we found ourselves talking about souls, cosmic order, past life, and the mysterious cave.
Yes, and the more we read, the more we realize Plato wasn't just a philosopher, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was a storyteller, a visionary, someone who tried to map
Yeah,
out both the
and
seen
seen the
and the
unseen,
unseen.
right?
Yes.
I feel that too, really. And exactly. It was like, he wasn't just asking what's real. He was asking how we know what's real. That's deep, isn't it?
Is it? So today's episode is kind of rewind and a deep dive because Plato, he deserved his own spotlight.
Oh, sure he does. Well, let's do it, shall we? Welcome to Philosophy
Shall we?
Unveiled, guys. The podcast where we dissect the deepest questions of human existence. Today, Plato, fate, the soul, and shadows on the wall. Let's unveil it, shall we?
Of course, let's go. So listen, you know, Plato and his philosophy. There's a lot of materials about Plato and so many interpretation of his main ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the first thing like he was a student of great Socrates and
Socrates, yes.
he contained everything what Socrates said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we know for sure, but we are not sure for everything. But he
Uh-huh.
put into books, I think it was 30 something, I don't remember exactly the number of those books of his
Mm-hmm.
works, but
Yeah.
his ideas, in my mind is something like how it happens, like he is all the time nowadays in 21st century still we can say that it's true. What Plato said, we can put into those situations from
Yeah.
21st century.
It's really, really, really so incredible. Like, he lived in back in century, and now from old time now, what he said, it's still applicable in our lives. Like his a lot of thoughts and ideas, b- everything. It's mostly applicable in our life, and that's how it is. So the first time when I got to know about Plato and I started reading, I was quite like so amazed. Like, how could a person from that time understand like what's going on, what will happen, and how things gonna go? That piqued my
Hmm.
interest in Plato.
Yeah, me too. It sharpened my mind all the time. So let's look at Plato. Let's look more deeper. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said before, we dive into his
Mm.
philosophy, his ideas. There's a lot of ideas, but maybe let's put them into
In an
order.
order. Yeah.
So his philosophy suggests that fate is tied to a grand cosmic order. So everything has its rightful place, and the soul's journey is guided by a design. Is designed.
Like a
So,
preordinated
yeah, you.
design, right?
Hmm. Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned Myth
Myth
of
and
Earth
Murder.
and the
Yeah.
Republic, because the Republic is especially book 10th, where
Hmm.
souls choose their next lives based on their past actions. It's very
Right.
interesting. It's really, it crossed my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I have even a quote for that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So it is on the page 338,
Mm.
to be more
Well, well,
specific.
well.
Well,
Someone
well,
has done
well.
our homework.
It's about the river, and there's the end of the pilgrimage, and there is the conclusion of this book sent like, and it shall be well with us both in this life and
Mm-hmm.
in the pilgrimage of 1,000 years which we have been describing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe our soul, according to Plato, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our soul is is old, is
Yeah.
beautifully old.
Like the way he says, like our souls choose the next life based upon their past life. So our souls are old.
Mhm.
Like we've been here for past life, and yeah, based upon that, right?
Mhm. Do you believe in that?
Um, I do, and I do. It's like, it's a debatable question, by the way, believe me. And sure, there's a lot of folks like who don't believe in that, a lot of folks who believe in that, right? So it's always 50-50. So right, it's raised a question, a big question. If souls make choices before they're born, is it still called fate, or is it called a free will? It's like saying that the die is cast. Once the choice is made, the fate unfolds accordingly.
Mhm. Yeah. Is the
So what
question,
do you
and
think?
yeah, you remind me about my conversation with someone,
Uh-huh.
and I said about this idea, and this person said, "Do you believe in that reincarnation? Do you believe that?" I said, "Yes, maybe even more than 90%. I believe in that. Why not? We should believe in
Uh-huh.
something at least. We should
Yeah.
believe." And this is beautiful. When, I gave the example during that conversation, I gave the example, like, okay, you meet a person in your life.
Hmm.
You have this body, right? You get this body. You are Darkster,
Yeah.
I'm Nessie. We
Of
have
course.
specific appearance.
Yeah.
And you meet a person somewhere from some far away or even not far away, and you feel the connection. You feel like there is some red string
The
between
red
you and
string,
that
right.
person. Yeah. And you understand, even if this person doesn't say anything, just
Mm-hmm.
look into eyes, their eye, sorry, this person eyes, and you can see. Everything is visible. What is
Yeah.
in this person's soul?
For the viewers who are not aware of the red string concept, it's like when two people meet each other and they feel this inseparable connection between them, and that understanding, the bond, everything. So they connect to a red imaginary visionary line which is connected to both of their hearts, and it doesn't matter how far is the distances, but they're always connected.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And it's so rare to find that red imaginary red string with a person.
It's very rare. But how to
Mm-hmm.
find it? I think like some people, they've got this lag that they can find a lot of people, a number of people in their lives
Mm-hmm.
that they are connected with those people. Maybe it's a kind of empathy, maybe sensitive. They are so sensitive, and they
Uh-huh.
feel others in a different way. So they
Yeah.
are open on that people to meet them, to be
Mm-hmm.
close. Yeah, there is something like, some people are so much aware of others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's correct. That's correct. Well,
And
coming
some
back to
people
top.
are so cold. Sorry.
Yeah. Can't disagree with that. I have a
Mhm.
question with that, like on a topic. So, does Plato's vision of fate leaves room with personal responsibility?
Um, I
What do you
think yes.
think?
It's not. It's 50-50. And those questions, like, okay, let me think a little bit. Okay, so personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's like, okay, there is some driving force, some power in this cosmic
Mm-hmm.
order. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
think, according to Plato. There is some power which drives you somewhere, and you are not aware of that. You
Yeah.
can be even passive, but from the other hand, you are so responsible for that what you do. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
part of your free will.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's what I think. That's how I interpret, because interpretations the interpretation can be different.
Mm-hmm. So the soul
What do you
isn't just a
think?
passive traveler, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actively shaping its own journey.
Mm-hmm. Let me give you another quote, okay? Because I
Mm.
find it. I have
Yeah.
this
Oh,
this book
hello.
pen
Okay.
in the front of me. I love books. I must carry a book in my hand all the time. So there is a quote, because the
Mm-hmm.
soul, when choosing a new life, must of necessity become different.
Hmm.
Amazing. So there is the same soul, and this soul is from 1,000 years ago, travels for a
Wow.
long time.
Uh-huh.
And but choosing the person, or I don't know even that is the person, we can assume like this is also maybe it's a tree, some plant, some animal.
Mm-hmm.
But let's claim that there is a person. So
Uh-huh. Okay.
it's necessity that the soul is different, become different with new life.
Hmm. See, I see.
Yeah. And
You
another
showed
quote.
up. Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let each one of us leave every other kind of knowledge and think and follow one thing only.
Mm-hmm.
If peradventure he may be able to learn, and may find someone who will make him able to learn and discern between good and evil, And so to choose always and everywhere the better life as he has opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Makes
You know,
sense.
it reminds me, yeah, it reminds me about, of course, Plato and his idea about people meet and they've got some relationship. And there is said that uh, love, according to Plato, is about uh, to change ourselves. It's not to accept this person like in the way the person is, but to
Mm-hmm.
change this person in a
In
good
a good
way.
way. In a good way,
Do you
yeah.
remember that?
I do. I do. Of course. It's still in my mind as if like it was just yesterday I was reading. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it was like that. I know. Plato was like he said like you should not accept the person, you should change the person um with in a good way. Not in a pessimistic and optimistic way, perhaps, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, because you know the general view is okay, you meet a person, you shouldn't change this person. You should accept with all, you know, advantages and disadvantages and just love
Mm-hmm.
this person how it is and
Mm-hmm.
how this person is shaped. But the beauty of relationship is that you can give something what this person um maybe in this person is missing. Maybe you
Uh-huh.
can change this person in a proper way. Let's just have example of okay, the person is like um can you give me the example?
It can be like, I think what Plato wanted to say is like, when you meet a person and you just you don't change the facial features or anything. He's not talking about the facial features or anything. It's like
Mhm.
motivating a person to improve. Like, it's not change, it's improvement, right? Because if you improve a person in a way, so it's a good improvement, right?
Yes, but there is a
If you
change.
Yeah, if you call it like, oh, I don't like this person, I'm gonna change. He's too black, he's too white, or what? It's not. It's racism. That's not the change I think he meant by that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good
Mm.
change. You know, in our minds, like we are human beings, so we are not so much happy when we hear the word change. Okay, you must change because you know, in our mind, automatically we have the vision. Oh my God, there will be something terrible. You know, it's like hard work. It's connecting with hard work, and I have to do something to
Mm-hmm.
change. And we are lazy from nature, right? People
Yeah,
are lazy
as
and
human
any
beings, we
effort
like to
can
live in a
give
comfort zone, right?
yeah, we perceive like okay, change, oh my God, there will be something what I don't want to change at all. But it's about positive change. Like for example, the person is okay, let's say lazy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
couch potato,
House
and
potato
this
and a lazy ass person.
and this partner can say okay, let's go to gym, let's bike, let's do something more, I don't know, let's do something good for our health, not even physical health but mental health as well, because you know exercises can affect you, it can affect you in a very good way on stress.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So that's what I think Plato had in mind.
One thing about Plato from his work, like, of course, the Republic it's one of his most amazing work, and there's a concept of cave. I think you remember, right?
Hmm.
The concept of cave, I really like the concept of cave, like the thing we talked about, like how people are in this society now, and what Plato just said in that time, it's applicable in this century as well, right?
Yeah, and there is a lot of interpretation about this cave. Some say Like cave is our culture, so we stuck in a culture, and we are surrounded by so many things that they are the products of our culture. But it can be also, this cave is something where it's the world, the outside world we live. But actually,
Mm-hmm.
it's not outside world; it's in our inner world we live.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be even media,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
think
There's a lot of
I think we should talk
interpretation.
about the
I
cave, how it was the first time for the viewers' imagination. What do you think?
hmm
So I'll say it's like an imaginary cave, like a prison, and the prisoners are chained inside the cave, and all they can see is a shadow on a wall casted by an object behind them. So the object that was behind is actually another shadow on the which is coming emitting from the top of the tree. So it's not even the shadow. It's like two or three times changed thing. So they think the shadows are the reality because that's what they have seen in their whole life, right?
They don't know anything else. So
Yeah,
if you
because
don't know that there is some other things that we call reality, they think that shadows are reality.
yeah, that's all they have ever known in the whole life. So.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because we also live in a real world, but how do we know that is a real world? And it reminds me also uh, another conversation with someone, and this person said, okay, so don't you believe like coffee you drink and this cup of coffee is not real? I said, yes, probably it is, but I am not sure. It's insane sometimes, like you cannot be sure of anything. But yes, about shadows, like, and this idea of shadows and what is real and what is only in our imagination. There
Yeah.
is something what I think it lasts forever. We cannot find the answer so easily.
And do you remember like one of the prisoners was escaped the cave?
hmm
He sees the
He was
sun. He
shocked.
sees, huh?
Yeah, he was taken aback by this view, right? He
Yeah,
realized,
he
oh
was
my God, this
practically
is a real
dragged by
world.
the prison.
Uh huh. And nobody believes him.
Mm-hmm. He saw the sun. He first time saw the light, then the outside world, the sun, the true reality. It's obviously must have been so overwhelming, painful ever, but it's also enlightening, right?
Enlightening. It's a good word. I think we
Mm-hmm.
need this kind of enlightening in our life, and it
Enlightenment's not life,
happens.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when the prisoner came back to the cave, he told his mates, like the fellow people, the prisoners, like, "Hey, do you know there's another world outside? What do you guys talk? Seeing is just it's just one thing you have seen in life. It's a cave that we are in. It's our imaginary reality, which is not even real." And they did not believe him.
hmm Yeah.
They
They rejected this idea
they
that there is some other world, and they, uh, maybe there is some comfort. Like people, they don't want to know that there is something else. They are not able to seek of something, seek some knowledge.
re-
Seek. It's about our life. Like
hmm
I said, okay, it's so universal. It's so cliche word. Like, okay, this Plato is so universal. You can put this cave allegory into so many areas and so many ideas and so many fields of even science, our life, everything. But that's the power of masterpieces. That's the power of very great works and great ideas.
hmm
at the same time. And you know, you said about this one prisoners, he
Yeah,
went outside.
I want to tell you
And
about him more as well because I know a
yeah.
little bit more about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when the prisoner came inside the prison, this cave, when he was brought back. So, as you know, when you see people, people start naming things like we as a human have a habit, right? We named dogs, we named the cats, everything. So it was highly possible those prisoners named the shadows. Do you remember? So
Yes, because
Plato's
yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they named the shadows, and when the prisoner that went outside of the cave came back, his whole concept of reality, which was visionary, is changed. So the prisoners
Mhm.
used to play a game, like they asked him, "Okay, tell me, what is the name of this shadow?" They used to play a game of it, and this prisoner couldn't name the shadow, so they didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Ah, so, and it's like, this Socrates, the guy who was the teacher of Plato.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think like it's almost a reason to believe that historical Socrates had its conversation instead of Plato. Like Plato wanted to tell his ideas and everything in the way of Socrates. He present
Yeah,
those
that's for
things because
sure. Yeah,
yeah,
that's for
because
sure.
we have no evidence of like Socrates' work. There's nothing. Everything's what is there is by Plato.
Mm-hmm. Correct. I want to back to this natural need to describe the word. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to have this conclusion, okay? Mm, okay, we as a human being, we must describe the word because it's very hard to live in a word which is not described.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's also about the beauty. Do you
Yeah.
remember what Plato thought about beauty? Okay, like beauty, we love beautiful people, beautiful objects. But Plato was the
Yeah.
first who asked, okay, but why?
But why?
Why
The question why?
why we are so much keen on beauty and we love beautiful people and we even trust when someone is beautiful. Look at, for
Mhm.
when you vote for a president. Maybe it's not a good example, okay, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's
We are
like
even
you choose the
materialistic for
person.
beautiful things.
Yeah, and we are more able to listen to the person which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, who is beautiful, this person. And yeah, even with the picture, right? You can say if you have some, we have some social accounts. If you put a picture and you are beautiful in that picture, you got more followers. That's
Mm-hmm.
because people they want to be close to beautiful people because the beauty is connected with success. That person must be
Mm-hmm.
successful as well.
You know, I I would second that. I would say it's true, but in my opinion, like beauty is not everything. I mean, it's something, but what's in my understanding, the word beauty as in a person means beauty inside. How beautiful a person is from inside, the soul, the heart. Because if a person is not beautiful from inside, it makes no sense. It doesn't matter how beautiful a person can be, how hot, sexy, whatever, can a person be from outside, right?
That's the point.
A person has to be
That
beautiful from
natural
inside
beauty is
first. What
from
do you think?
inside, like you said. It's from inside. So you can be beautiful, you can, regular face, beautiful eyes, lips, and everything is in a harmony. It's about harmony as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have something what is visible in that beautiful eyes, I mean soul, then it doesn't make sense to be beautiful, and it's not connecting to
Mm-hmm.
success, because it's called charisma, I guess we
Mm-hmm.
can say that.
Yeah, perhaps charisma. Yeah, yeah.
hmm because beautiful people are beautiful because not only the physical appearance, it's because uh okay,
Spirit,
let's say
spiritual appearance,
maybe
I
we
would say.
cannot we cannot deny that beautiful people are needed in our world. Yes,
Yeah.
this we chase a beauty because plastic
Mm-hmm.
surgery, and people, they want to be beautiful and young, but the real beauty is inside, as you said, Doctor. That's the point,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Plato
God,
thought the same.
I know we're talking about Plato, but plastic surgery reminds me of this country, Korea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in many countries,
Yeah,
and that's sad.
I just it's out of topic, but I'll still tell you. There's like people in Korea. What they do is like they give suppose it's like a graduation gift. The parents, as parents, they give a graduation gift to their children, and what is that gift? It's like a nose job, an under eye job, a lip job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the gift they give. Anyways, back to topic.
Yeah. So, it's very interesting about this moral responsibility and
Mm-hmm.
choice. You
Yeah.
mentioned that at the beginning. So,
Mm-hmm.
fate exists according to
Mm-hmm.
Plato, but he emphasized free will.
Free
So,
will.
the choices a soul makes influence its destiny. So, yeah, i- especially in this book 10, of course, it's
Mm-hmm.
my favorite part of Republic. So he
I
describes
know.
how souls choose their next life before
Next life,
reincarnation, suggesting that
based upon
destiny,
their past life, yeah.
yeah, is partly self-determined. And about the harmony of the universe, there's also interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because we talk about beauty, and beauty is connecting with harmony. So
Yeah.
faith aligns with the idea of of a just universe where each person has a proper role,
Mm. Does make
right?
sense.
Each
Does make
person
a
has a
sense.
proper role. Do you think it's true?
I'm more kind of a skeptic person, but yeah, I do believe that. I do believe it.
hmm
I mean, given the thought, like when his words get
hmm Yeah. You know, we can say that we have a proper role in our life, of course. My God, where are you? Oh, Dexter left. I'm alone. Okay. Where are you, Dexter? Dexter is missing. Where are you? Hello. Where have
yeah,
you been?
here. I'm here. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I said about this proper role in our life. So I believe like each of us has a proper role in our
Mm-hmm.
life. Uh, even if we take into consideration like, being an artist. So being an artist, you need skills, you need some talent. You must be a talented person because it's not possible to be an artist without some un- unnatural skills,
Yeah, that's
unnatural
correct.
talent. It's like no, it's a finger of God.
That's correct.
What do you think?
I do believe that.
Mm-hmm. Even if you are a great singer, you need a voice, right? We
Mm-hmm.
can say like, okay, we can learn a lot of things, we can bust our skills, uh, we can develop in some areas, but if we are not talented, we cannot achieve a lot. And sometimes we must look at this very, very dark side of life. For example, if I don't have a great scale on and right range of my voice, my
Mm-hmm.
vocal cords, I cannot be a
Mm-hmm.
Maria Callas or any other singer, Freddie Mercury, and
Yeah.
and some other, that they are just examples, great examples.
That's sweet
But
inside
it's
there.
not possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this fate, what Plato mentioned, and of course a lot of others philosophers said about that. Like there's some blind faith that we can give something from that, but the rest is our free will.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have a quote.
Oh,
Let's
really?
talk
What does
about
it tell
a
me?
little bit about it. The blame is his who chooses. God is blameless.
What? Come again? Come again?
The blame is his who chooses. It's about
Uh-huh.
destiny and fate, right? God is
Ah, yeah.
blameless.
Mm.
This
Not,
suggests that destiny is shaped by a personal choice, not imposed by a cruel fate. So
oh,
Plato said, like, okay, it's not 50-50, it's much more our free will.
mm-hmm. Our free will. So the
Hmm.
concept of it's not 50-50.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we clarify that. And the
Yeah.
second one, no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth.
And that's true. That's true.
That's true. Because people don't want to know the truth. They love to be deceived, right? They love
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
deceived.
Yeah.
Just
Because
for
it's like
example, okay, about the
swallowing.
beauty.
It's like they say truth is always sour. It's like it's a it's a um s- sour pill to swallow. It's like truth is never
Mhm.
sounds good.
Yeah, that's for example when I ask you, okay, how do I look like? And I don't look good. Let's say that. And
Ah, give
but
me a break.
I can mention, okay, but but say true. Okay, say it. What do you think in real?
Mhm.
And you must lie. Okay, you look good, but it's like it's about that situation. Sometimes you are not so much brave to say someone,
Mhm.
okay, maybe you should change your haircut. I don't know, your hairstyle, or maybe you should lose some kilograms because you
Yeah,
don't look
we'll be
good.
scared. Like, what if the person takes it in a bad way or objects, or like what we think about them. So always scared.
Hmm. But people, they always want to know what do you think about them, right? They
Yeah.
mostly ask, okay, what do you think about it reminds me again some situation when I talk on some speaking practice group, and
Mm-hmm.
this person came and said, okay, hello, hello, I am a teacher of English language in somewhere. It was, I think it was Greece or maybe Turkey, I don't remember. And he
Okay.
said, okay, how can you estimate my language skills, my speaking skills? And
Oh, come
I
on.
said, I am not able to give you some mark. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
how can I say, okay, probably if you are a teacher, it must be upper advanced level, but how
Mm-hmm.
can I
And
put
why
a
would you in
mark
the
for
first
you.
place?
It's very hard.
It's not even a question of how. It's a question of why would you in the first place? Like, does your what's that word of again? Like,
Now,
fuck.
what do you think about my language skills? Like, right? He
Mm-hmm.
asked me about that. Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird, You can ask any I don't know, some professor or someone, but not me. I am not an expert. And it's about like people they love compliments.
They love to be
They always
praised in the first
praise
place.
them.
Like they want to have some affirmations. Like,
Hmm? But you cannot be so much critical, right? If you criticize, it's very, very hard. It's about the truth. Right? It's about that.
yeah, it's
People
about yeah.
don't want to know because you are then you can be hated. So no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. I think Plato said that, and he had in mind Socrates as well,
Yeah,
his great
Socrates.
master. Mm-hmm.
Socrates was he solely was imprisoned by because he spoke truth and he was like asking questions to the people and
Mm-hmm.
when he asked questions and then he was like he was raising questions in people's mind like why is that? So because of that Socrates was imprisoned and killed. He was
Yeah, and this method of asking question is great, because people uh it was also in a republic. I don't give you a page this time. I don't
Mhm.
remember on which page. But it was like
You know, a rebut, please.
so there is very dangerous when one person says like this person knows everything. There is no human in this world that knows everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
very you must be it's like a warning sign. Okay, when this person say, "Ah, I know everything. I am so smart and intelligent." It's not true because uh,
Ignorant.
in Socrates, he knows that. He knew that. So I think that he lives. So, mm, so when you ask questions, sometimes even obvious questions, so this person can realize, like, okay, but I don't know answer on that question, so maybe I'm not that smart. That
Mm-hmm.
was the point of asking questions.
Yeah. Maybe there's always something that we don't know. We're not God,
Yeah,
like we would know everything, right?
of course. And that was the idea, because being humble, being modest person, polite person,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the key, I think. And Plato had it in mind.
Yeah.
That's how
It's
I
like
interpreted. But mm-hmm,
like there's a thing like in people like acceptance, like they don't like to accept that there is a flaw in them. Suppose a person speaking
mm-hmm,
or something or doing something, and if we tell them, "Oh, I think you're doing it wrong way, and it's supposed to be done by this way," so that person will not accept his fault.
mm-hmm.
Not accepting your own fault is a big problem in this era, I believe now.
Yeah,
You should own up to your
think about
mistakes. If you
it.
do a mistake, you should be gutsy. You should have that ballsy. You should be, have guts and accept your mistake and learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I believe.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Well,
Plato is very interesting philosopher,
mm-hmm,
and we can talk about his philosophy
all day.
for hours, days,
Mm-hmm.
weeks.
Yeah, the
centuries.
Greeks, yeah, exactly. That's what I think about. Never
I am
ending.
so yeah, never ending. It's our second episode. It's time to finish, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
I
I
would,
I
yeah,
would love
go
to
ahead.
ask people what they think about Cave, about our interpretation. Maybe they've got some different interpretation, and
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see comments. It's
Mm-hmm.
our beginning, you know, like we start this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and
Yeah,
I wish to
it's
know.
exactly. I would love to know what people think about it. So, guys, if you have any thoughts, any comments, or any suggestions about our podcast, and any other recommendations on what we should talk about, so please leave a comment in and let us know. We'll be happy to see.
Yeah,
Like, share, and
have a good day.
subscribe.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.